Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
In 2020, President Donald Trump secretly sent scarce COVID-19 tests to Russian President Vladimir Putin, securing their relationship and their plan to steal multiple elections in the future. You know, it could be possible that Donald Trump was doing a thing called diplomacy. Well, there was like maybe a threat that Putin was going to invade one of his neighbors, and he was trying to keep him from doing that. Putin was fearful of the virus, and maybe Donald Trump was, trying to placate him. So when it came time for him to lean on him and say, hey, don't invade Ukraine, maybe Vladimir Putin wouldn't do that. Like, you build a personal relationship with the guy. Have these guys never had a personal relationship in their lives? Do they not understand this? What is the political backlash here? Donald Trump's a good statesman? Oh no, somebody stop him.
Number 6.
Alabama is safe from the direct impacts of Hurricane Milton. In fact, I don't think that we're going to get any impact as of right now, as we taunt fate. You got nothing on us, Hurricane Milton. Bring it on. No, don't do that. But we will experience cooler, breezy fall weather as the storm moves through Florida and the Carolinas. Carolinas, is it really expected? Anyway, in response to the hurricane, Alabama Task Force 3 is deploying a team to Florida with technical rescue and swift water capabilities to assist in the hardest hit areas with members of the, listen to this, State Urban Rescue Alliance, National USNR Response System, Alabama Emergency Management Agency, Gunnersville Fire and Rescue, Marshall County Emergency Management Agency, Madison Fire and Rescue, Decatur Fire and Rescue, and Fort Payne's Fire Department. So I guess they have different task force they send out around the country when they need stuff. This is Task Force 3.
Number 5.
The pathetic pandering of Vice President Kamala Harris towards women and young people may be backfiring because it's weird, insulting, and to quote some of the young people, cringe. In Arizona, Trump leads Harris by 7 points among voters over 50, despite her slight advantage among younger voters. Additionally, Trump holds a strong 11-point lead among men, while Harris is only ahead 6 points among women. Micro-targeting, or as I like to call it, pandering, works, but it could also alienate. See, if I go out there and say, ladies, what are we going to do about all these white guys voting? Aren't they the worst? They're the worst. Look at these middle-aged white guys. If I'm a middle-aged white guy, I go, wait, I'm one of those. I'm not the bad guy. And instead of being a cringy loser and being like, I'm a white dude for Kamala Harris because my wife's boyfriend thinks I should be, I instead will go, stop insulting me, you idiots. Stop it. Stop it.
Number 4.
Even though one is too many, a new study from the nonprofit Do No Harm reveals that 35 minors in the state of Alabama underwent gender-affirming procedures or received puberty blockers between 2019 and 2023. I don't know how it helped them mine coal faster, but different kind of minors, excuse me. Young people minors, got it. The data comes as Alabama's law banning such treatments for individuals under 19 faces legal challenges because, it's a terrible thing to do, and the rest of the world has decided this, but America still, for some reason, believes that if you're a 6-year-old who says, cut off my penis, and your parents say that's fine, the state should then do it. That's a terrible idea. Advocates continue to argue for the protection of children from these interventions. I would suggest maybe we need to add jailing their parents, but that's just me.
Number 3.
The Birmingham City Council approved Mayor Randall Woodfin's $15.8 million plan to recruit and retain police officers, addressing the 172 vacant patrol positions in the department. The plan includes a $10,000 signing bonus for new recruits, quarterly retention bonuses for experienced officers, and a funding for a take-home patrol car program to improve police presence in neighborhoods. And the last one's a great idea. I mean, the other thing they need to do, if they're smart, and let me help you out here, Birmingham, what you need to do is you need to work with local apartment complexes to offer up free apartments for police officers to live there. And you park a police car right out there, and people are going to be less likely to be screwing around when there's a police car out there. Just an idea that you might want to pitch if you want to have this. I'm trying to be your friend here. I'm trying to help. Y'all need it.
Number 2.
A Republican candidate for Congress, Caroline Dobson, in AL02. As you know, AL02 is a racially gerrymandered district drawn by courts in order to make sure that a black Democrat is elected, lessening the number of Republicans in Congress. I mean, that was the design of the entire district. So what are they doing? They're trying to say that Project 2025 is going to eat your children if you live in AL02. But Republican candidate for Congress, Caroline Dobson, has denied any connection to Project 2025 and accuses the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee of lying about her stance because they keep saying Project 2025 is like this catch-all smear that they're using. The DCCC has launched a billboard campaign in Alabama's 2nd Congressional District claiming Dobson supports the policies that would harm healthcare access to those with pre-existing conditions, which is dumb because Caroline Dobson the other day was pushing for a Medicaid expansion, which I don't like, but that's not Project 2025.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
Governor Ivey, alongside 24 other governors and Republican candidate for Congress, Caroline Dobson, who we just mentioned, expressed concern over the Biden-Harris administration's CHNV parole program. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, you probably have heard this a lot. Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, Venezuelans. This parole program is why we have a ton of quote-unquote legal, end quote, immigrants in the state of Alabama coming to different communities. Sylacauga, Coleman, Athens, Gunnersville. You have all these different communities that are being overrun with this. And guess what? They want to know what exactly is going on. A completely reasonable question. In a letter to the administration, the governors requested detailed information on the migrants' legal status, security vetting, and resources provided to local communities handling their arrivals. Now, I'm going to help you out here with a little bit of this because I think I know some of it. So let's go through it here quick. Their legal status, granted. That's how it went. They showed up at the border and they're like, hey, what are you doing here? And they said, asylum? And they said, get in here. Come here. Give me a hug. And the Border Patrol hugged him and then they sent him off to Sylacauga. They want to talk about the security vetting? None. There is no security vetting. They just said, hey, come on in. You can come in here and do whatever you want. So just, let's make sure we understand how this conversation is going. And as for resources provided to local communities, none. The money's going to NGOs, non-governmental organizations, to place these individuals in private housing and things like this, 7, 8 deep. And that's what it's for. And that's what's gone on. They don't want the local governments to know. They're not working with the local governments. We've moved, 4% of Haiti into this country. 4%. That's a huge number. A huge number of human beings. They're not going back. Ivey's letter says this: as chief executive of all states directly responsible for the safety and citizens, those who reside within our borders, we will require a full accounting from the Biden-Harris administration and DHS of the location and legal status of the parolee population in our state. I mean, I don't know if that's how she actually wrote it, but that's how I envision everything Kay Ivey says. But she's right. We should know exactly what's going on, but they will be ignored by the federal government. They are going to place hundreds of thousands of migrants across this country. It is by design. They're doing it intentionally. It's not an accident. So understand all of that. And we'll continue talking about this and a whole lot more. And we will do that right now. You can, of course, jump in here where you always can jump in. Right here on the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line at 866-494-WVNN. You can also email us.
You've got mail.
Dale at WVNN.com. That's a simple way to do it as well. Dale at WVNN.com. Jump right in here and talk with us. You'll be very happy that you did that as well. It is all very simple. We continue this morning. Keep it locked right here.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.